hope you guys are doing great. Just want to share a little bit of information with you all. It won't keep you long. What time is it? Time is 1:01. Good. I will keep this under 15 minutes. I won't be long at all. Hope you guys are doing great out there. Just want to talk to you briefly. Just briefly. Not keeping you guys long. Good afternoon to those who just joined us. Don't know who you are yet. I see okay, that looks like Miss Martin just joined us. Thank you for joining in. Hope you're doing good. I'm going to share a little bit of information. Don't want to keep you long. And guys, let me just share a little bit. Lately, I've been off my platform. A little bit off my platform because I've been, tackling this. Hey, Diane Rosier, good to see you. That's my sister-in-law for life. And, I've been tackling this COVID-19 pandemic issue we have around the world right now. And I've been a heavy advocate of allowing your immune system to do what God has created it to do and not rely on people who want to stick you with chemicals and vaccines. I've never been a fan of vaccines. I've never got what you call these technical shots and these little vaccines. My parents made me get them as a child because they mandated it going to school. But Rodney Wright, good to see you. Rodney Wright, man, good to see you. But I want to talk to you guys briefly about this big pharma, World Health Organization, NIH, the Clinton's Foundation, Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. And I'm going to explain to you guys something that's going to make sense to you and how people do business, how people who are rich do business, and how they avoid taxes. There are several ways people avoid taxes, and in this case, I'm going to share with you how people avoid taxes by utilizing vaccines for this coronavirus and vaccines for everything else. All right, here we go. First of all, I want to share with you guys before I get started, let me first do this, please. And I have not done this in my previous video, so please forgive me. I want to give a shout out and blessings and a lot of love to all of our essential workers, particularly those who are working in the healthcare, who are at risk to do a very, very dangerous job in helping others with their health. So those who are essential workers, especially in the healthcare field, I want to give you a shout out. And I believe you guys should be compensated way more than you are being compensated right now. I truly, truly believe that. But you are out there doing your best to help lives out there, and that's very important. That is very, very humanitarian of you, not just because it's your job, it's because most of you that I know are out there because you care. And one thing I found out is that people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. So with that being said, I want to give a shout out to you all, our healthcare workers who are essential out there doing some heavy work in the hospitals and clinics. Some have even come to people's homes in that nature. So a big shout out to all of you. Okay. Now let's get to the topic I want to talk about in terms of how big state. I'm thinking about college and stuff. How deep state does business. First of all, there are two types of medical. You have the alternative medicine. Alternative medicine is pretty much I've been involved in terms of holistic health, Reiki healing, spiritual healing, things like that. and how you can get spiritual healing to give you exactly the type of healing that you need in order for you to live a prosperous life, live abundantly, live prosperously. And then you have the pharma side of the health care, which is strictly on money. Pharmaceutical side, they do not, and I repeat, they do not look to treat causes. They are simply looking to treat symptoms. Take a look at cancer. You want to get rid of a problem, you go to the cause of the problem, not the effect of the problem. And why does that happen? Why do big pharma function like that? Is because it keeps you coming back. It's like a drug. You know, look at drugs on the street. The drugs on the street get people high or whatever, and they keep coming back, and they keep buying more drugs and keep buying more drugs. And there are people out here who actually need real healing, and they're not getting the real healing. They're only getting the symptoms to be treated, and they feel okay for the moment. But guess what? The symptoms come back and help them to come back to the pharmaceuticals for more drugs. The reason why the symptoms come back is because the cause of the symptoms have never been addressed. They have not been treated, have not been cured. And let me say this, some people, and I hope people don't still believe this when they say, oh, there's no cure for this, there's no cure for that, there's no cure for all of this stuff, and there's no cure for HIV/AIDS, there's no cure for coronavirus. I hope you don't believe stuff like that anymore. Because first of all, you have to understand there is always an antivirus whenever there is a virus. Okay? I'm talking a little bit of science. Right now, I study science. I'm metaphysical. I love physics, and I love to study things like the body, the inner cosmos, as opposed to the outer cosmos. The inner cosmos is the body. The outer cosmos is the outer space. Okay, and we have about 100 trillion cells in the human body. That is more cells in the body than there are stars in the Milky Way galaxy. Okay, and believe it or not, you have total control over all of it. But that's another sermon for another Sunday. But getting back to what I'm trying to explain to you guys is, if you do not treat the cause, the symptoms will keep repeating itself. And the reason why the symptoms keep treating itself, not only is because the cause there, it's because the cause is creating more like cells. Like cells. So what am I explaining to you right now is cells replicate. That's why we have so many. And if you have a cancer cell in your body, that cancer cell will replicate more cancer cells. Okay? Cancer cells will replicate just like healthy cells will replicate. If the cancer cells overtake the good cells, guess what happens? This cancer keeps spreading. The cancer gets into phases. Phase 1 all the way up to phase 4 cancer. All right. Now, that happens because the symptoms keep getting treated while the cause of the symptoms keep getting worse. So therefore, the immune system needs help to fight off the cause of the problems. You guys understand what I'm saying? Your immune system needs. Now, we were born to have immune systems to fight off anything, but sometimes your immune system needs a little boost. It needs some vitamin C. It needs some vitamin D. It needs some vitamin A. Go outside. Stop being so acceptive to what Big Pharma and the Dr. Fauci's of the world is telling you by just staying in the house and not going outside and getting your vitamin D. Okay, yes, the virus is there. You still want to take your 6 feet away. You don't want to get around people who may or may not even have it. We don't know, but you still want to be precautious. But go out and get your vitamin D, folks. You know, the LA Times did an article about a doctor who's been saved, who was dying. He probably had 2 days left on Earth of living, and the medical staff saved his life because they put in a high dose of vitamin C in his treatment, and it brought him back around. See, folks, you need the V in vitamin, not the V in vaccination. So, and I'm just not saying this because I'm coming from a party, so to speak, in terms of Democrat versus Republican or alternative medicine versus United States medicine. I'm not coming from that part at all because I don't follow politics. I don't follow any of that stuff. But what I do follow is science. And science has taught me that God has created the earth and our bodies to be able to heal itself, just like the earth can heal itself. Okay, if you take a look, I wouldn't be surprised if you found dolphins swimming up in Washington, D.C. in the Anacostia and the Potomac River right now. I would not be surprised. Why? Because when we stop polluting the earth will start to heal itself. And guess what happens? You probably will find dolphins living or swimming up in Washington, D.C., probably up in Detroit too. Who knows? Right? So it might be some limitations there due to the weather. But I'm saying during the summer months, I wouldn't be surprised if you find some dolphins swimming up in Washington, up in the Potomac River. Those of you who go over to Haynes Point, I wouldn't be surprised if you wouldn't see some dolphins floating around up there in Haynes Point up in D.C. So the body has been made to rejuvenate itself. And remember, folks, I said to you back some time ago that we don't have a life because we are life. You and I are proof that the universe is conscious of itself. Okay? Everything that is made up is in the universe. We're also made up in it. How do I know that? If you break down the body right now, the body breaks down into atoms. If you break down the atoms of the body, you will come right to the particles. See, if you break down the atoms in our body, you get particles. Particles is the same particles that you find in the universe. We all share the same particles. We are the universe. We are life. So if you take those particles and you put them in a wheel and spin that turbine with the particles in it, if you spin it at a speed of supernova, those particles would disappear. Why will they disappear? Because they go exactly right. They return right to where we come from, which is nothing. We go right back to the spiritual realm. See, we come from nothing, but we are everything. This is science, folks. This is physics. I'm not going to give you too much of that because people would debate it because they don't know about it. See, what I've learned is that most people would not debate information that they have to pay for. See, you don't have to pay for this. I'm giving it to you, and you can research it. But you're going to research it, study the science of it. And the answers are right there. So as I'm sharing this information with you folks, I'm talking about now that's a little bit of the science. Let's go over to the business science, the business side of things, and how people are doing their business as in it attaching to the medical field. You have Mark Zuckerberg, creator of Facebook. You have the Clinton Foundation. You have Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. How come these multi-billionaire, millionaire people are creating foundations? See, that's where you got to start. Start there. You know, why are these multi-million? Let's start with Bill Gates. Bill Gates is a multi-billionaire. He's the second richest man in the world, next to the owner and founder of Amazon. Bill Gates paid a lot of taxes through Microsoft throughout the years. Microsoft has gotten so big. You guys remember that the government had to step in and divide Microsoft at some point? Billions and billions and billions of dollars. And right now, people are using Microsoft Word, Microsoft Office. And to be honest with you, Microsoft Office has been dominating, but there are products out there that's actually better than Microsoft Office. Prime example, WordPerfect is still out there. WordPerfect will smash Microsoft Word. But people not using WordPerfect because of compatibility issues of converting files from one software to another may cause some issues. But WordPerfect, if you understood and worked WordPerfect, you will find that WordPerfect has features that Microsoft Word can't even cope with, can't even get with. But that's another sermon for another Sunday as well. But a lot of tax has been paid. You know, he got some tax breaks with Microsoft, of course. Why? Because of employees. When you are contributing to the economy, like paying your employees, you do get some tax breaks on there. But they're just tax breaks. They're not the best ways to avoid paying taxes. So how did he get all his tax money back that he paid out over a few 3 decades? How does that happen? First of all, You create a nonprofit organization. He got the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. Okay, got a nonprofit organization. Now he knows that any money that he can have coming through his foundation, his nonprofit, there's a huge tax advantage to that, right? All he have to do is just follow the code, follow the instructions of what nonprofits have to do to not have to pay taxes. Very, very easy way not to pay taxes. There are a lot of people who wants to make money through nonprofit. There are a lot of people creating nonprofits right now for that exact reason, because they can avoid paying taxes and they feel they can get free money out of their nonprofit. Right now, having said that, let's take a look at what they've done. He put his money in the big pharma. He put his money in the agendas of WHO, World Health Organization, the NIH, investing in Dr. Fauci, right? Getting Dr. Fauci to scare the hell out of the United States people. It got the United States people following some bogus agenda that they're following, but they don't even understand why they're creating this agenda, right? So guess what? He put his money out front. He'll get quadruple that money back when they start pushing mandated vaccine. That's why they want to mandate the vaccine, folks. Two reasons. One, they believe that we're overpopulating the world. And two, if they can mandate it, they get so much money behind it. Just like they wanted to mandate Obamacare a few years ago. If you didn't have Obamacare, they will penalize you on your taxes. You guys remember that? Okay? They wanted to mandate Obamacare. Why? Because the proceeds was going to who? I'm not going to even say the name. Who was the proceeds going to? Who was collecting all this money? You got to understand something, folks. Deep state, the people involved in deep state are most of the people that the poor middle class, especially black folks, are voting for. You are voting for people who practically want you dead. You got to understand where this thing is going, folks. You got to wake up. You got to wake up. You have to learn how to hear what they're not saying to you. See, Bill Gates is going to get billions and billions of dollars coming from this pharmaceutical stuff. Why? And he's not coming through. This money is not coming back to him through a profit organization. It's coming back to him through a non-profit organization, which means he ain't paying the taxes on it, man. Woo! Same thing as the Bill Gates, the Clinton Foundation. The Clinton Foundation. Did you know that some of this market over here, the pharmaceutical market, is coming from China? China has always been known to be alternative medicine. That's why people used to call it Chinese medicine. It's called alternative medicine when you're dealing with acupuncture or acupressure, things like that. And Buddhism is out of there. And Buddhism practices a lot of mostly alternative medicines. But now they started doing this pharmaceutical stuff because that's where they see the money is coming in. Because they're forcing people to take the pharmaceutical route as they making billions. And did you know that the Clinton Foundation, I think back in 2016, the Clinton Foundation had partnered with a pharmaceutical company out of China? Did you know that? Folks, you gotta come out of the coma. I'm gonna show you something here. You guys know I'm about the facts. Okay, National Life. Scroll down. Now you see it for yourself. Clinton Foundation partnered with Chinese pharma. Who is that? Isn't that Hillary? Okay. This happened. What did I say? I told you guys back in 2016. I think this happened. Right? Let's see. Where is it? Yeah, actually, I'm sorry. The article is last month, but I think their deal was back in 2016, I believe. But I think they wrote the article now due to the coronavirus situation. So folks, I'm not saying, I'm just saying. So I'm saying this to you folks because you have to do a little bit more than just hearing something that you think that sounds good and you ready to run with it. It's just like this is what business is all about. You see, when people tell you, oh man, we can do these things for your company, we can do this with your company. Okay, show it to me. Show me the facts, show me your projections, and show me, matter of fact, not only just show me the facts and projections, but put it in writing. Let me read through it. Let me see your disclaimers. Let me see all of these things. Let me research what your contract is saying. Before you send me a contract, send me a proposal. We go over the proposal all day. Let me do some research on the proposal before we even get to a contract. See, that's how business works, folks. If you don't understand business, you will fall for this every time, and you'll be just like this. You'll be just like this, waiting for them to inject you with some vaccine that's going to probably mutate your ass later. I ain't saying. I'm just saying. I understand how business works, folks. These folks are going through their nonprofit organizations to collect billions and billions of dollars on mandated vaccines. And you guys know, in probably in 5 years, they're going to try to mandate vaccines so that you will have to get your shots vaccinated in order. What time is it? Oh, we went over there a little bit at a time, so it is what it is. But I'm going to finish up anyway. They're going to mandate you get vaccinated. First, you have to get vaccinated. They're going to say you got to get vaccinated before you renew your driver license. You're going to get vaccinated before you have to get or renew your passport. You know, they want to mandate vaccinations. This is coming from Dr. Fauci. Dr. Fauci said, look, in the next couple of years, I don't see how we can be able to even celebrate or go into a crowd of anything without being vaccinated. See, they want to scare you, folks. Let me tell you something. Vitamin A, vitamin D, vitamin C creates a way where your immune system gets boosted. See, you got to think about our food supply right now. Our food supply is what's killing our immune system. See, you guys can't stay out of Arby's. You know, you can't stay out of the fast food joints. You can't stay out of the carry-outs. You see, you don't want to eat anything that's going to be natural to you. Now, I'm not telling you can't treat yourself to something that's good. I know that stuff tastes good. I ain't saying totally cut it out. If you want to eat a little bit of it, that's fine. If you want to eat a little McDonald's while you're on the go, I ain't got no problem with that. But learn how to take care of your immune system, folks. Eat food that's gonna boost your immune system. Put in plenty of vitamin C. I drink orange juice all the time. Okay, there are vitamin C pills that you can take out there as well. There are vitamin C bottles of vitamin C liquid. You can hold it under your tongue for about 10-20 seconds and let it hit your bloodstream, let it flow through and boost your immune system. Okay, learn about the type of foods that are anti-inflammatory foods. Okay, learn how to treat your body. Stop abusing your body, folks. Eat food that's going to help you live a longer life. And then you don't have to worry about going to the doctor and doing this. Okay, doctors, man, bullshit. Stop doing this, folks. You're doing it to yourself. You are held accountable. Listen, you are 100% responsible for what goes on in your life. You have to take responsibility. As a matter of fact, you have to participate in your own rescue. Take care of your body. I'm going to tell you right now, I was sick as a dog in January, and I don't get sick. But a virus hit me in January. I fought it. I got rid of it. How did I do it? I gave my immune system an opportunity and a chance to do what God has created it to do, which is to fight all viruses and pathogens. It needed a little bit of boost, so what did I do? I got plenty of orange juice, and I walked outside. I got my vitamin D. Walked outside, got my vitamin D, came back in, drank my orange juice, and drink hot liquids because hot liquids, heat kills viruses. Did you know that sunlight kills the coronavirus? Did you know that? There are research articles are out there for it. So you go out there and get your vitamin D, folks, and it kills the viruses. It kills the pathogens. And then you put the hot liquids in your body. Keep moisture in your body. Hot liquids, hot liquids, hot liquids. Hot green tea. You know, warm your water. You let your water hit room temperature. Drink your water. Stay hydrated, and then go back to drinking some hot green tea again. And then you hit yourself with your vitamin C. Put the vitamin C in your body, and then go right back outside and take a walk. Take a walk, folks, in that sunlight. Let that vitamin D hit you. That is natural vitamin D, folks. You can't take that away. That is natural vitamin D. That's what the immune system is made of. You have to give it what it's craving. That's why when you get sick, your immune system is doing its job. That's why you're getting sick, is because let's look at it how the universe exists right now, because antimatter beat out matter. See, there's matter and then there's antimatter. Then there's viruses and then there's antiviruses. Here's what you have to understand, folks. No virus is created without an antivirus. Understand that for one. Reason is, once a virus is released, the people or the person who released it will be the first one to be infected. So they need an antivirus. Hello? They need an antivirus. They're the first to be infected when they release the virus. Come on, people. There's always an antivirus, man. And I can guarantee you the antivirus that they know that they have is the antivirus they're not going to tell you about. They're going to say, oh, it's in this vaccine. Let's vaccinate you. That ain't the antivirus. The antivirus comes from God, not man. That's why the planet has everything we need to heal ourselves. The body is automatically made to rejuvenate, to heal itself. Any organ in your body can rejuvenate itself. The only way those organs really go bad is because you did not do what you were supposed to do to allow your immune system to rejuvenate your organ. I ain't saying, I'm just saying. So take care of your bodies, folks. And I just shared with you what people are doing to avoid taxes. They putting money into the big pharma. Dr. Fauci wants to create mandated vaccinations. And if that vaccinations is mandated, guess what? That means the entire population of the United States will be mandated to get injected. What does that say to you, folks? Injections are not free. Injections are not free. You do not treat anybody for something and it's for free, folks. You got insurance. Your insurance pays for it. Your insurance is who pays the big pharma. The big pharma kicks back money to those investors. Who are those investors? People who are using that nonprofit organization to receive that money back. They ain't even have to pay taxes on it. They're getting free billions and billions of dollars to kill you. And guess what you're doing? You're going to the polls and voting for them. I'm not saying. I'm just saying. If this is helpful to you folks, just say this is helpful. And I love science. I study science. I'm metaphysical. I'm not one of them PhDs. I'm admit that. I have no problem saying that. I'm not a PhD in science or any of the 7 branches of science, but I do study it a lot. I study it a lot. I put a lot of hours in studying it. Why? It's because it's part of my platform when I'm out speaking as a motivational speaker. So I study it, folks. I study my platform. And I keep studying my platform, and I'm going to keep getting better at my platform. But one thing is for sure, it does not take a PhD to know that you can fight off any virus with the immune system. All you need is the right things to help boost it, the right natural things. V in vitamin, not V in vaccination. Vaccination does not cure, does not treat the causes. It treats symptoms. Why do you think people have to go their whole life having to get these shots for some ailments, for diabetes, or kind of go the rest of their life getting treatments for cancer? You know, you get people who get surgery to take cancer out their body. And guess what? A lot of times the cancers come back. You know why the cancer come back? Because they continue to live a cancerous life. They continue to eat the food that is cancerous. They continue to eat a lot of sugar. They continue to let themselves get stressed. Did you know that cancer lives? Cancer survives. Cancer lives off stress and sugar. When you remove stress and sugar, the cancer has no fight. So I'm sharing this information with you folks. I'm not trying to challenge or call out people, but I have to tell you the truth, man. I've really got to tell you the truth. Dr. Shiva, he had invited Dr. Fauci to come and sit and talk science with him, so he can prove that what Dr. Shiva is telling people is wrong. And not only that he's proving that he can prove them is wrong, but Dr. Shiva is telling you to do things that I know for a fact he's not doing. He's putting in plenty of vitamin C. He's not going to tell you to put in vitamin C. Why? Because that'll hurt his pockets. That's going to hurt the pharmaceuticals pockets. That's going to hurt Bill Clinton, the Clinton Foundation's pockets. That'll hurt the Bill Gates Foundation's pockets. So they're not going to tell you the truth. They're not going to tell you what it's going to take for you to heal yourself. They're going to tell you that they can heal you. They have the answers. They have the vaccines. And sit back and collect billions and billions of dollars through their nonprofits so they don't have to pay taxes on that money. Come on, folks. You better listen. You better listen. You better listen. Thank you guys for watching. I love you all. I just want you to do a favor for me and share the video, if you will. There'll be people who don't like it. I can't do nothing about those people. And then there'll be people who will love it. I can save them. With that being said, do me a bigger favor and to sing like no one can hear you. Dance like no one can see you. Love like you've never been hurt. And live like it's heaven on earth. I'm Jay Hunter Lee. I love you, and the world needs you. So wash your hands and wash your ass. Peace and blessings. Have a great day.